course, when it comes to having a different name from your LLC, that's when you get into different tax brackets, as far as like how you go about your sales tax and everything like that.
Yeah.
What's going on YouTube? This is Marvin Carter, and thank you for tuning in to Does It Make Sense once again. Today I come to you with the lesson titled Ownership. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the definition. Ownership, the legal act, state, or right of possessing something. The legal act, state, or right of possessing something. Alright, so now that we have an understanding of what ownership is, let's go ahead and understand an effect of ownership. Ownership can cause a wealth gap between social and economic classes. For those of you who don't understand what a wealth gap is just an economic difference between those social and economic classes, quote unquote, poor, middle, and high. But the main difference between those classes is just the level of financial education and the financial decisions that can produce outcomes that determine which financial class we come out in over time. While one group may value assets over liabilities, the next group might value liabilities over assets. But valuing liabilities over assets will feel greater in the current time, but over time the effect will be greater felt and thought about. Versus valuing assets will be felt in the current time, but over time the effect will be greater, felt, and appreciated. By us making smart financial decisions will lead to better outcomes, which can allow us to maneuver into ownership. And a question was brought to me. What generates ownership, or how can we acquire ownership? You can acquire ownership through owning a business. Investing in stocks, land, production land, owning a patent or a trademark, investing in fine arts, fine wine, different types of collectibles, and real estate, and so on and so on. But never forget that your strongest and greatest asset is what you put into your mind, is your mind. And also, wealth can lead to a more satisfying life if viewed as a sign of success versus happiness. We all know that money can't buy us happiness, but this is my opinion. Money can bring us happiness through specified use, but it's only for a temporary period. If we would like to find the happiness that we're looking for, we have to go inside and search within, and then we will find true happiness. And that's all that I have for that lesson. This is only part 1. Part 2 is on the way. So right now I'm gonna end right here, and I'm gonna let a good friend of mine, Taityana Judd, come on, and give us a spiel on, on her business and what she does and things of that nature. I hope you like the lesson, and please stay tuned. Thanks.
I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ownership and just little things that you can do to get started with your LLC and applying for your EIN number, because those are going to be the most important things that you're going to need in order to really, get things on a roll. So for me, instead of me going to a lawyer or doing like having these other programs do it for me, I went on the Treasury, no, not the Treasury, but the Secretary of State, I believe, website. And I went from there. Granted, some people may feel like having other websites or having a lawyer do it is much cheaper. But for me, applying for it myself and actually taking the time out to sit down and do it myself and kind of learn was much easier. Since I'm in Texas, our filing fee, if you do it yourself, is $300. And then, of course, you have to check the availability of your name that you're trying to use to create an LLC. And I believe they charge like $1 per name check. So that's how I went about as far as finding my name. And my name of my LLC and the name of my actual business is two different names. And I know some people may be like, well, how are you able to do that? But pretty much you're able to have a different LLC if you plan on opening multiple businesses underneath one particular LLC. Like for me, my LLC is Talented Black Vegans LLC, but my food truck name is Unic Vegan Soul. And I did it like that. So if my wife wanted to open up her own business, she's able to put it under there without it being just solely about a food place, which I could have done it. But of course, when it comes to having a different name from your LLC, that's when you get into different tax brackets, as far as like how you go about your sales tax and everything like that. And then once you go through that, they send you a link and it directs you to the IRS website where you're going to file for your EIN number. And once you get approved and you get your number, they'll send you an email and let you know. So at the current moment, we're waiting on our EIN. But once you get certified for your company, they will email you and it'll have like the seal of approval, like boop. So pretty much we just kind of tweak some things, and everything that we make is 100% veggies. It's plant-based. Everything down to our macaroni and cheese, our chicken, just everything, honestly. Our burgers, our chickpea patties, which are like our version of a salmon patty. Everything still gives you that same taste as if you were eating soul food. So, you know, like I said, again, as far as like if you wanted to do it yourself, it can be a little time consuming because you do have to read. And actually how I ended up learning was off of YouTube. And I Googled, and this one particular guy broke it down awesomely. I can't think of his name, but he broke it down and I just went step by step. It took me about an hour or so, but it definitely was worth it because if I ever decided to do another LLC, I'll know how to do it because I took those steps on my own. But I feel like anybody can do it. Even in this economy and everything that's going on with COVID-19, you're still able, and it's a lot of loans, and it's a lot of grants out there, and even the government, they're doing, I think it's the SBA, they're giving out up to like $10,000 loans for small businesses to help out, paying people and stuff like that. So it's definitely still a lot of money out here for small businesses, and I feel like anybody can do it. So, honestly, it's just you're your worst critic, you're your own enemy. So you just kind of have to get up and leap and not hope for the best, but if your dreams don't scare you enough, then that's not what you should be doing. If you're not nervous about what you're doing, that's not what you should be doing. You should do something to pass the time. But if you don't get those butterflies, or just that different kind of feel with your baby, your business, then you may need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate some things. But for me, this is my baby. I was super nervous. I had my first orders last weekend, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. After that nervousness and everything and getting those plates out and stuff like that, like I really had to sit down at the end of the day and say, this is what I want to do. This is my baby. And, I have to make sure that I'm grounded all the way around, and make sure I'm paying them taxes and promoting myself and just all of the above to make sure that I am successful. And granted, you know, I'm still young. I'm only 24, but I definitely, you know, I want to be fully financially stable. At the current moment, I'm financially stable. You know, I bought a house at 23. You know, I'm truly blessed, but we all have the moments in life where we just don't know what our purpose is. And sometimes we have to write those things down, and we have to kind of try to manifest our own dreams.